So we changed those procedures, as you will hope remember. And so he's just saying that these are some issues that still need to be perhaps addressed in the administrative procedures to the policy.
Okay, so that we'll still maintain that the principal has primary responsibility is what he's saying we're going to maintain. Now, I'm just concerned that that was so maybe that's a discussion later on. That was the procedure in the past, and it's got us into trouble. So I'm just concerned that if we're looking to improve and looking at the future, we really need to recognize that this thing didn't help us. This procedure it's got us into trouble. So I'm just concerned that if we're looking to improve and looking at the future, we really need to recognize that this thing didn't help us. This procedure of having the principal having primary responsibility. So I think we need to explore that a little more.
I am.
Let me pass this out because part of my concern too is that that's like 20 pages of different documents of questions that I've asked Mikkel and the board president over the last month about this issue that just flat out are ignored. So I'm asking Mikkel, if you get a copy of this, if you can please answer those, because as a policymaker, it's really difficult for me to look forward and be part of making recommendations if I can't get questions answered about what went wrong.
Okay.
All right. I still have 3 minutes. I still have 3 more questions. On slide 12, what's that?
No, go ahead.
Okay. On slide 12, it says that increase personal contact with the school principal and staff. One of the issues, I guess, that came up was that how does that, what does that change, I guess, in terms of like notification, like when you were under the impression that you had notified the principal that we were changing a new system, and they in turn were going to notify the parents, but apparently you didn't understand that didn't happen until the external investigation happened. What would we do? How would that change that or help that in the future? Like if you get principal's notification, how are you going to find out by doing this, or what's going to is this going to help you recognize that if you think you gave them notification and they really never got it, is this going to help that, or how would that help that?
Are you looking for details, specifically what we would do?
Well, yeah. How do we fix that breakdown in communication that happened between you and the principals, and in turn didn't allow the parents to be notified that we went to a new system? And I'm assuming that that's why this is in here, because that would solve that. I'm just asking for details.
Well, actually, we're just looking to communicate better. Communication is a place that we are focusing on, and that is one of the points that we're talking about to do better.
Can you give me an example of what better is?
Well, better is right now. I've been going out meeting with each school principal actively, one-on-one, talking about what we're doing differently and how that atmosphere is in the schools. We had a training back on the last Friday, September, where I met with every manager, and I explained to them that we were taking a different approach. In the past, we were more of a customer service department, where we pictured the principal as our customer, and we did everything we could to please and help them. And now I've explained to the managers that they're another supervisor. We need to take that approach, and if they ask me to do stuff, we do it. Ask them to make phone calls, you make those, anything that has to do with the school lunch program, we do it. And I've been meeting with each principal one by one, talking about those and asking if they have any solutions. So it's me personally reaching out to the school principal as one avenue that we're taking at this point.
Okay. I think I have one last question. On slide number 5, it says, when we're talking about cash payment on site, and it says that cash and check payments may be made at the elementary middle school front office to better serve community and improve accountability. What prompted that? I mean, today I read in the paper there was, now there's an issue, that there's this money that was misappropriated and stuff. Is this a result of that? And is that like kind of misallocation happening in other schools, or is it just unique to one school?
Can I address that? We did not see this kind of activity in any other school, but we felt, even though some other districts have the same procedure that we used to have, where the lunchroom collects the money, we felt like the check was that the parents were looking at their accounts, but clearly that wasn't happening. And so we felt like if we put that in the office, we have more staff, we can make sure that there's 2 people counting the cash and that we're providing receipts.
Okay. So one of the questions I asked you, Janet, was why did we, when we did this external investigation, there was a concern about trust with the administration, so we asked for the external investigation. To look into this. Squire did, and this other organization. Why is it now that the external investigations are done, you guys are coming up as an internal investigation with this missing money? Why didn't we have Squire look at that?
Do you remember, Mr. Clara, that the board was informed that this information was being turned over to the police back in March? So it's kind of surprising to me that you would bring that up now, because you were aware of that months ago.
I'm not talking about the police. I'm talking about this internal investigation that's now producing, like the article today in the paper, that $8,000 that supposedly is misappropriated. How did that turn back into becoming an internal investigation? That $8,000 that supposedly is misappropriated, how did that turn back into becoming an internal investigation?
And Mr. Clare, that's what I just told you. Wow. In March, we let you know that we were turning over that information that we had collected to the police, and it was in regard to the misappropriation.
Right, and that didn't go anywhere. I mean, the police closed that. So you just said that that other schools have this same issue. Is there data on that? I've never seen, as a member of the board. So you understand, I have a distrust for you and Mikkel. I'm a member of the board just like you are, and I'm elected, and I'm going to ask questions. You're not going to control my language. All right? So let me please extend the courtesy to me of allowing me to ask questions. I'm asking for data. There's no need to get defensive.
No, what ended up happening is that you spoke to their character.
I can do that. Look at the law. That's what I was elected to do. Okay, so I'm asking for data.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Christy, Christy, would you not interrupt me? I asked a question. Can I please get an answer? How is she able to override? I had the floor. You recognized me, and I asked a question.
If you will give me 1 minute, please, to allow you to continue. I was just going to ask the audience to please have civility and not to clap, because it's difficult to hear over that. Thank you. That's all I was going to say.
So all I had, just a question is that she said that there was data that other schools had that did not have the same problem that they saw in Uinta in their internal investigation. I'm just asking.
I never heard you say that. You said, did this happen in any other school? And I said, no, we have not seen this kind of activity in any other school.
Okay, and I'm just asking, can I please have the data that shows that? Now, I mean, if you know that this isn't happening in other schools and you had to have the accounting data to demonstrate that, I'm just asking for copies of that.
I provide information to the Board of Education upon request. If the board would like to request that, Mr. Clara,
I'll get
I
you
would
a random
provide
request
that.
tomorrow morning before 8 a.m., okay?
Can I ask a follow-up question? Mike, are you done?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay.